Good morning students, welcome to the video lecturing on groups. So today let us study about cosets. So this is the 9th video on this topic. First let us take a definition. Let G be a group and H be a subgroup of G. Then for any element A belongs to G, the set HA is equals to small ha, where H belongs to the set H is called a right coset of H, and it is determined by the element A belongs to G. For example, let us take here a group G is equals to 1 minus 1 I minus I. We know this is a multiplicative group and this is a multiplicative group of 4th roots of unity, and H is a subset. Let us take this one as here minus 1 and 1. Then H1 means you have to multiply all the elements with 1. H1 is equals to what here? Minus 1 comma 1 only. It is nothing but H. H minus 1 means you have to multiply these elements by minus 1. So minus into minus 1 is plus 1, and 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. It is again same H only, because here the set means here the elements are interchanged, but the elements are same, so we can take this is also H. Now H into I is equals to, multiply this with I, you will get minus I and I, and H into minus I is minus I into minus 1 is I, and this one is minus I. So these two are same again, these two sets are same, minus I and H minus I is I minus I, both the sets are same. So therefore we can say that these two are same set, so it is equal to, we can take Hi. So H1 and H minus 1 are equal, they are equal to H, and H minus I, they are same, and it is equal to Hi. So therefore there are only two different cosets here. So hence there are only two right cosets, and they are H and Hi. This is the definition of a right coset. Similarly, we have a left coset. That is, here only the element is on the left side. This is the difference between right coset and left coset. Let G be a group and H be a subgroup of G. Then for any element A belongs to G, the set AH is equals to, the set AH is equals to A small h, where H belongs to H, and is called a left coset of H determined by A. So here also same thing. Here let us take the same example. Let G be a group 1 minus 1 I minus I, and H is a subgroup which contains only two elements minus 1 and 1. Now here we are multiplying this element with minus this left side. It is only the same thing here, minus 1 and 1. Minus 1 H is 1 minus 1, as we have done in right coset. I into H is again same, multiply this element with I, and minus I is also same. So again here also we have only two different cosets. One is H and one another is IH, and these two are same, and these two are same. So therefore there are only two left cosets. They are H and IH. So this is about the definition of coset. And there are two types of cosets, left and right cosets. Now let us take the definition of index. Index means here index means what means, suppose here let H be a subgroup of G, then the index of H in G is denoted by IGH, or this is G colon H. So we generally use this notation for the index. G colon H is defined to be the number of distinct right or left cosets of H in G. So number of distinct left or right cosets means, here in the previous example we can see here there are only two different right and left cosets. So this is nothing but the index of here H. So in this above same thing, in the above example there are only two left and right cosets of H in G. So therefore here this index of G colon H, index of G colon H is in this previous example 2, because here what we have seen here is there are only two different left and right cosets. So this is only the index of H in G. So here in this also, we can say that here index is nothing but number of distinct left or right cosets of H in G. This is the index of H in G. Take one note here. If index of H in G is equals to order of G divided by order of H. In the previous example, what we have seen here, we have seen order of G. So order of G here is what here? Order of G is, we know G is what here? We know G is 1 minus 1, I minus I. So it means here its order is what here? Order of G is equals to 4. And we have seen H. H is what here? H is only minus 1 and 1. So this implies here its order is what here? Order of H is equals to 2. So what we can say here is this is index of H in G is nothing but here order of G divided by order of H. And we have seen here in the previous example, order of G is here 4 and divided by order of H is 2. So after simplification you will get 2. So this is only the number of distinct right and left cosets. This we have seen in the previous this example. So there also we found only 2 distinct right or left cosets. So this is nothing but here order of G colon H is same as order of G divided by order of H. And the second one is if a group operation is addition. So in this left and right coset, whatever these definitions we studied, there the binary operation was multiplication. So there we have taken HA and AH. But here if the operation is addition, then the right and right coset is H plus A is equals to small h plus A, where H belongs to H, and left coset is A plus H, where A plus H is such that H belongs to H. So these two are the this is the left and right cosets under the binary operation addition. So this is exactly same as what you have studied in multiplication. Let us take some properties on cosets. Take one theorem in this. Let H be a subgroup of a group G, then any two right cosets of H in G are either disjoint or identical. That is, suppose let us take here two right cosets HA and HB. Their intersection is a null set or they are same. Null set means there is no any common element in these two, or they are identical. Only we have two options here, either they are disjoint or they are identical. Suppose here let us take let H be a subgroup of G. Let us take two right cosets. Let HA and HB be two right cosets of H in G, where A comma B belongs to G. There are only two cases arises here. Case 1, when HA and HB have no common element, means they are identical. So then what we can say here, they don't have any common elements, means their intersection is equals to phi, null set. HA intersection HB is equals to phi. So this implies what here? HA and HB are disjoint, means they don't have any common element. Let us take a case 2. Case 2 means here when HA and HB have a common element. Suppose they have some common element. Let us take one common element C, which belongs to both HA and HB. C be an element which is common to both HA and HB, that is C belongs to HA and C belongs to HB. This implies here C belongs to both intersection of these two, HA intersection HB. Then there exist elements H1 and H2 in H. Let us take two elements here, H1 and H2 in H, such that here C is equals to H1A and C is equals to H2, because here C is the common element in both. No? Therefore we can take here, since it is a coset, we have to take the elements also in this form only, H1A and H2B. So this implies here, so this is the common element, means we can take they are equal. This implies H1A is equals to H2B. Now let us operating B inverse on both sides. H1A B inverse is equals to H2B B inverse. We know B into B inverse is E. This is equals to H2E. So that is here H1A B inverse is equals to, we know H2 into E is H2 only, is the identity element. So this implies here H, operating H on both sides again here. So what we have here, H1 AB inverse is equals to H2, and H2 is equals to H. This we are going to study in the next theorem, but we use that statement here only. And let us take here H into H2 is equals to H. So this implies here, let us apply this associative law here. H into H1 AB inverse you take together is equals to H. So again, just now I have seen here, told you in the next theorem we are going to study this one. So before that only we are using this result. So H into H1 is also equals to H into AB inverse, this as it is, into H. So again here, let us operating B on both sides, on right side. So H into AB inverse into B is equals to H into B. Again apply associative law here, group these, make group of these two. HA into B inverse into B is equals to H into B. This implies here H into A, B inverse into B is E is equals to HB. We know again E is the identity element. This implies that HA is equals to HB. So this is the proof of this theorem. Let us take one more theorem. If H belongs to H, then the right or left cosets HA, HB, or this is H right cosets, right or left cosets HB or BH of H is identical with H, and conversely. Let us take here, first suppose that H belongs to H and H dash belongs to H, be arbitrary. Then this implies here H dash into H belongs to H into H. Take this one as equation number 1. Again, since H be a subgroup, we have H belongs to H, comma H dash belongs to H, implies here H dash into H also belongs to H, because it is a closure law. We know in the closure law what we have seen here, if A comma B belongs to H, then this implies here A into B is also belongs to H. This is the closure property under the binary operation multiplication. It is also same, H and H dash belongs to H implies H dash into H also belongs to H. Take this one as second equation. So from equation 1 and 2, from equations 1 and 2, what we have seen here, this is H dash into H belongs to H into H, and H dash into H is also belongs to H. So means here one is contained in another. So this implies here this H into small h is contained in H. It is a subset of this H. Take this one as third equation. Now let us take here H dash. H dash can also written as H dash into E, because E is the identity element. H dash into E is again H dash only. This is equals to H dash into this E can be written as here H into H inverse. This is equals to H dash into H inverse. We can interchange these two. This is H inverse into H and into H, which belongs to H into H. Let us multiplying on both sides with H, no? So which belongs to H into H. So that is here H dash belongs to H into H. But we know that here H dash belongs to H. It is given here H dash belongs to H. So this shows that here every element of H is also an element of H into H. This implies here this H is subset of H into H. So from equations, take this one as here, take this one as equation number 4. Take this one as equation number 4. So from 3rd and 4 here, H into H is contained in capital H and H is contained in H into H. So from these two we can say that here they are equal. H into H is equals to H. Similarly, we can see that here conversely this one, small h into capital H is also equals to H. That is A into B is equals to B into A. We can take like that here. Conversely, suppose that here H into H is equals to H. So we have E into H belongs to H into H, because here E is the identity element and H is a subgroup. So as H belongs to H into H, E into H is also belongs to H into H. So this implies here E into H belongs to H. This implies here E into H is H, which belongs to H. Similarly, we can show that here this small h into H, converse of this one, is also equals to H. So this implies here H also belongs to H. Let us take one more theorem. If H is a finite, then the number of elements in the right coset or left coset of H is equals to order of H. So let us take this. Define a function f from h to ha by the function f of hi is equals to hi into a for all hi belongs to h. Let us consider f of hi is equals to f of hj. This implies here hi a is equals to hj a. If they are equal means their elements are also equal. Here we have defined the elements of this function as hi into j, so they are equal. This implies here hi is equals to hj for all hi belongs to h. This is by right cancellation. We can cancel a on both sides. So hi into hj. This implies here f is 1 1. We know here if functions are equal and the elements are also equal means we can say that it is 1 1. So that is here if f of a is equals to f of b, then this implies a is equals to b means f is 1 1. So this we know here. This is the definition of 1 1 function. So this is again a 1 1 function. And also since every element belonging to HA is the f image of some h belonging to h. You know here this is HA. Here we have a mapping. No? F is a mapping from h to HA. Means we have a set like this here. H and HA. This is the h and this is HA. This is the mapping f. So means here what here? This every element belonging to HA is. So these are the elements which belongs to HA. This is H1A, H2A, etc. So these are the images. So we know here these are the images of here H1, H2, etc. If they are related like this here, they are the, we can say that these are the images of the elements of H1, images of capital H. So since every element belonging to HA is the f image of some h belongs to h. So this is the meaning of this one. Means this implies here f is onto. Again this is the definition of onto. If every element of this set, every element of set B are the images of set A, then we can say that it satisfies onto condition. So these are all you studied in your previous classes. So since here it satisfies both, f is both 1 1 and onto. So 1 1 and onto means it is we can say that it is conjunctive, or this is a 1 1 function and onto function it is. So this implies here the number of elements in the domain H and those in the codomain HA are same. So means here all the elements are images, means there should be some here 1 1 means here different elements have different images. Onto means all the elements are images. Means this implies here number of elements in the domain and are equals to number of elements in the codomain. So that is here, that is the elements of right coset of H is equals to order of H. Similarly, the elements of left cosets of H is also equals to order of H. So this is the proof of this theorem. Let us take one more theorem. If HA is equals to HB, where A comma B belongs to G, then AB inverse belongs to H, and conversely. If HA is equals to HB, then A belongs to HA is equal to some element HIB in HB, that is A is equals to HIB. So let us take here the elements are in the form of what here? If A comma B belongs to G, then AB inverse belongs to H, you have to prove. No? This implies here operating B inverse on both sides. AB inverse, operating B inverse on both sides, AB inverse is equals to HI B into B inverse, which is equals to HI into E, because here we know B into B inverse is E. This is E here. Let us take this one as E. So this implies here HI into E is again HI, which belongs to capital H. So this implies what here? AB inverse belongs to H. Conversely, let us take this conversely. If AB inverse belongs to H, then you have to prove this A equals to B1I. Then here AB inverse is equals to HI. You have to prove like this here. Let us operating B on both sides here. On right side, AB inverse into B is equals to here HI B. This implies here B inverse into B is E. A into E is equals to HI B. So this implies here A into E is A only. A is equals to HI B. So therefore we can say that here taking H on both sides here, H into A is equals to H into HI into B. This is equals to here. Let us make group of this to apply associative law here. H into HI into B as it is. This implies what here? So this implies here HA is equals to this is H into B, because H into HI is equals to H. This we have seen here. So therefore we can say that here this is equals to HB. So therefore here because we know here HI into H, this is HI into H is equals to H by previous theorem, theorem number 20. So therefore we can say that here HA is equals to HB. This is the proof of this theorem, that is here if HA into HB, HA is equals to HB, then AB inverse belongs to H, and also conversely if AB inverse belongs to H, then we can say that they are HA is equals to HB, that is here this is right cosets are equal here.